Mike Tyson, as of late, went on Jake Paul's webcast, and he totally obliterated him. Tyson, known for his ruthlessly genuine and extraordinary disposition, didn't keep down as he destroyed Paul's certainty with a progression of directed comments. He scrutinized Paul's capacity towards stand head-to-head with a carefully prepared fighter such as himself, and clarified that he is as yet an impressive power in the ring. Notwithstanding his age, Tyson's words appear to shake Paul, who is planning for what could be the most difficult battle of his profession. Tyson, stressing his experience and expertise, recommended that Paul may be misjudging facing a contender of his type. The digital recording transformed into a mental milestone, with Tyson playing mind games, declaring his predominance, and reminding everybody that regardless of the virtual entertainment publicity, boxing is a game that requires long stretches of devotion and discipline. Credits Tyson epitomizes completely. The communication has energized significantly more expectation for their match, as fans are presently more enthusiastic than any other time to perceive how Paul will answer Tyson's difficulties in the ring. The battle, as of now, worked as one of the most discussed occasions of the year, has taken on new power, with Tyson's confident assertions making way for a legendary standoff. Mike Tyson's eagerly awaited session against Jake Paul stays booked for November 15th. However, stresses over the 58-year-old's prosperity keep on developing. Reports demonstrate that Tyson's clinical assessment is scheduled only a day prior to the battle, raising further worries. Initially set for July, the battle was deferred play when Tyson encountered a well-being alarm in May, starting worries about whether he ought to try and consider venturing once more into the ring. Fans have communicated developing worry because of Tyson's age and late well-being challenges. There was far and wide expectation that Texas authorizing controllers would screen the confining symbol intently the lead up to the battle. As per World Boxing News, Tyson's true clinical assessment is set to happen just a short time before the occasion, making the chance of a last-minute undoing assuming huge issues surface. Assuming controllers find him unsuitable to contend, the session could either be decreased to a display match or dropped completely. Tyson stays certain in spite of the worries, guaranteeing his fans he communicated his status to take on Paul, underlining that his readiness is advancing flawlessly notwithstanding a health-related crisis. Before in the year where Tyson developed bleary-eyed and required paramedic care after a departure from Miami to Los Angeles, his certainty stays unfaltering. 2 months in front of the planned battle, a clinical panic highlighted the innate risks of Tyson's rebound to the boxing ring. The previous heavyweight champion has completely dedicated to his extreme preparation routine, going to the extent that surrendering cannabis, which is restricted by the Texas DEP branch of permitting and guideline, and swearing off sex, all with an end goal to streamline his presentation for the forthcoming battle night. Albeit Iron Mike's PR group asserted he had made a full recuperation, extra clinical assessments decided he was ill-suited to contend this late spring. Mike Perry moved forward as a somewhat late swap for the previous undisputed heavyweight champion on the book date, yet was stopped in the 6th round. In the meantime, the Paul vs. Tyson battle was rescheduled for November 15th. There are stresses over Tyson's well-being as he gets ready to require on a rival 31 years more youthful than him anyway. Paul declares that the 58-year-old is in phenomenal condition. The issue kid is guaranteed to such an extent that his session with Tyson will continue that he hasn't even tried to arrange an elective rival. Paul Latino, when gotten some information about the circumstance, I don't have concern. He's doing extraordinary. He's really solid in the background and feeling incredible. So that is the very thing that we are zeroing in on, and there isn't a reinforcement then. The Texas Division of Permitting and Guideline has authoritatively supported the session or foray among Paul and Tyson as an expert heavyweight battle. It will be tested by utilizing a changed arrangement of rules. The session will include 8 rounds of 2 minutes each, a takeoff from the standard 3-minute adjust. Moreover, the two warriors will break 14-0 gloves instead of the commonplace 10 ounces. One's knockouts are allowed, and the result of the match will be recorded on the expert records of the two men. Since losing to Kevin McBride in June 25, Tyson has not partaken in any expert contest. The Irishman stunned Iron Mike for the rest of the 6th round, so all in all, he resigned on his stool. In an open meeting that followed, Tyson said, "I understand and I don't think I have it any longer. I can remain in shape, yet I don't got the battling guts any longer. I'm simply battling to deal with my bills, essentially." He further added, "I don't have the stomach for this no more. I'm more aware of my youngsters. I don't have that fierceness. I'm not that animal any longer. Undoubtedly, I won't battle again. I won't disregard the game by losing to these type of Contenders following 19 years, Tyson ventures once more into the ring to face Paul about that his ex-competing accomplice Joe Egan has. Portrayed as just a vainglorious practice match, Jake Paul has likely boxed as Mike Tyson on Nintendo and GameKid multiple times, and presently he's getting to impart the ring to one of the best heavyweight bosses ever. For me, it will be a celebrated competing meeting when Mike boxes Roy Jones Jr. He hit Roy with a body shot and sunk him, and Mike realized he could hurt Roy Jones. Ian told FoSport.com. He further added, anyone that Mike hits will sting, likely take out too, yet he conveyed Roy Jones. I never accepted Mike Tyson could convey anyone since when I fought him at Catskill. Each punch he tossed was with terrible goals. He was a horrendous, brutal, savage heavyweight too. See him smooth with age is brilliant, and to see how he managed Roy Jones is staggering. Egan referenced that Jake Paul was on the undercard, and Reasonable felt certain subsequent to seeing Mike Tyson go easy. He communicated reverence for Paul getting in the ring with Tyson, yet questioned that Tyson would go full power on him. Egan added that assuming Tyson went full power, he accepted it could genuinely hurt Paul, no matter what their age contrast. Egan added Mike will have lost a ton of speed with age, yet he will not have lost his power. And George Foreman showed that when he took out Michael Moe in the 10th round at 45 years old. When Michael Moe dialed back, George took him out. The power is continuously going to be there, yet the speed will reduce. Tyson has been striving to quietness, his fault finders consistently sharing preparation cuts from his camp as he prepares for a rebound in the ring since finishing his expert vocation. He has participated in Battle Most quite a show match against Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. Eddie, here in the head of Matchroom, hate the session for me. It's truly miserable on the grounds that Mike Tyson was one of my deities growing up, and to see him battling at 5,758. Yet I additionally comprehend that many individuals will tune in and watch. Here and further added, it's a diversion occasion. Netflix, incredible to see them associated with boxing. I figure it will truly do all around well, yet it's simply not actually for me. I don't figure you ought to be battling at 57 years of age. Yet, additionally, the person was one of the best ever contenders. For what reason would you like to go in at 5% of what you were and lose to a person like Jake Paul? He shouldn't need to do that, yet the world is the world we live in. Paul is supposed to enter as the leader on account of his prime state of being at 27 anyway. There's areas of strength for that. Tyson actually can possibly land one final killer blow. Francis Ngannou won't hesitate to tell Jake Paul straight out that he won't beat Mike Tyson, who played a crew crowd jobs in Ngannou's groundwork for his boxing debut against Tyson. Rage saw Wrath barely secure success regardless of being wrecked by Ngannou, impacted by his preparation with Tyson. Ngannou is sure he will convey a knockout disaster for Paul. Ngannou told Paul on BS with Jake Paul that he accepted Tyson would beat him. He referenced having seen Tyson move around and show him things, taking note of that. Tyson actually had it, and Ngannou underscored that they were discussing Mike Tyson, depicting him as something different. In an example, he cautioned Paul to look out for everything as Tyson could move from one side to the next without him knowing precisely. After Paul got a technical knockout triumph over Mike Perry in their fight last July, he put his focus on UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. While Pereira acknowledged the demand, Ngannou gave a preventative note about Poon's considerable abilities. Ngannou said of Pereira, he's extreme, he has a few intense hands. I believe you will get a few extreme nights. This person is huge, strong, and he's mean. He strolls directly to you like I will eat this person. Before the first date was postponed because of clinical worries, including Iron Mike, previous two-weight title holder. Andre Ward examined the benefits and burdens of the session in a meeting with Battle Centerpoint Television. He said that as an exhibition, I will watch it. I don't realize I see individuals on the two sides. Mike ought not be in there, and it's like, perhaps not yet. On the off chance that there's a 58-year-old that I'm not excessively concerned. Presumably Mike Tyson, it is hazardous. I had an essayist message me one more day, letting me know how unsafe it was, and I'm similar to, well, Mike's life is dangerous. He's been unsafe from since he's been a youngster as of recently. Boxing is hazardous. Ward additionally added how, you going to let a man know who's designed like Mike Tyson that he shouldn't get a battle like that? It will deliver a huge number of dollars. You can't perceive him. He ain't had a chance in that battle. I don't actually have the foggiest idea where I stand on it. I will watch it. Jake and his group are exceptionally essential. They're picking the right names and they get increasingly big. I don't actually have a hard interpretation of it. I will watch it for better or for more terrible in a different visit with the Spit Pale webcast. Ward portrayed the session as an exhilarating battle. Yet notice that Tyson's body no longer responds to the blows. Similarly, it did during his pinnacle proficient years. Ward has recently communicated his regard for hybrid boxing, taking note of that he holds no enmity towards it. He praised both Paul and Logan for their diligence, and Soul Ward likewise referenced that he's ready to emerge from retirement to battle one of them on the off chance that the perfect time introduces itself, remaining in pinnacle condition to guarantee a speedy 7 or 8 week planning period. Tyson has dismissed any scrutinize, immovably accepting he will conquer Paul, who brags a record 10 triumphs and only 1 loss, with the vast majority of his successes coming against previous MMA warriors anyway. Mike Tyson shouldn't have battled Jake Paul, as per Joe Rogan. By the by, Rogan upholds Tyson's decision. Notwithstanding having many worries about his structure, Rogan said on a new episode of the Joe Rogan Experience digital broadcast, "I wish he didn't do it. I wish it was anything but a thing. I wish it was anything but a thing where a 58-year-old person planned to battle a 28-year-old that said, I completely support his craving to do it. What is he going to reside everlastingly? No, he won't reside perpetually. Perhaps he needs another shot at it. Perhaps his body can do another battle." I don't realize, Rogan further added, "He looks perfect on The Miz, yet I can look great on The Miz, particularly to see is him competing. You need to see him raising ruckus around town for numerous rounds. How about we see 3 adjusts hard on the pack? I need to see what you can, what I like. To perceive how your feet move, I need to see what it resembles, assuming you're wobbly while you're tossing mixes." Rogan is similarly stressed over Tyson's well-being, as referenced before. The battle against Paul, at first set for July, was deferred because of Tyson's experiencing an eruption of an ulcer. Rogan said dislike, he doesn't have the foggiest idea how to put his knuckles all over the inquiry is how much does he have left in his body. 58 years of age. Today isn't 58 when I was 21. It's an alternate 58, particularly on the off chance that they're not trying it. Eddie Hearn accepts that a triumph by Jake Paul over Mike Tyson would be a crime for boxing, discoloring the game's notoriety among certifiable fans. As Netflix leaves on its debut live boxing occasion, Paul and Tyson are set to partition a significant award pool of $80 million, while the session is hostile to iPated to draw in huge number of watchers and turned into a vital scene advertiser. Hearn stresses that it could discolor the game's standing. Hearn added, I don't believe there's one boxing individual that truly believes this battle should occur, so they're taking a gander at it from an alternate point. They're taking a gander at it from numbers. They're seeking it for publicity. And I get it. I comprehend that this oddity show might well do great numbers.